Conjugation is when we put a variable with other words outside of the variable, or when we put multiple variables together without adding them together. This is a little bit easier explained through examples than it is verbally. So as our example here, we have variable name, and I just use my name, Caleb. And then on our next line, we have document write, so we're going to write something to our document, quote, my name is, quote, and then we use the plus sign. And then our variable. We do not quote our variable. The reason we don't do that is because we already quoted it. Now, even in the event that this was a number, where name is equal to 23, we still don't quote it because numbers don't need to be quoted. And how this would display is, my name is Caleb. So to conjugate any variable with anything else, we always use the plus sign. This part is our string. You can think of it like a string of words. And it's kind of like how we just created a regular variable where we quote our text, enter quote, and then we use a space. If I wanted to, I could keep going and just write name, 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 name. And this would just display Caleb, 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 Caleb. The reason there's no spaces, because we didn't tell it to have any spaces. If we wanted to add a space in there and just use two names, then we'd have to conjugate a space in there. And then all of a sudden it displays like this. See, we have that space in there because we have space in here. Now just to go over this once more, and what if we had two variables? We had name and age. Well, name is equal to my name, Caleb. Age, it's not even a number. Well, that's because you can assign any variable to any value. And in this case, we assigned a string to the age variable. The string being, and I am 22 years old. So here we have document write. My name is, again, quotation, conjugated with the plus sign, the name variable, and then we conjugated another variable, the age variable. And this would display, my name is Caleb and I am 22 years old. So we didn't have to conjugate a space in here. And the reason we didn't have to do that this time is because we put a space in our variable. Just remember, when we really need to put anything together, we need to conjugate it. So put it together. We need to weld it together using the plus sign. So if I change the code up here, and I just went string conjugated with another string, it would display, my name is Caleb. So when you call a variable, you are telling it to give its information to you. Like when you call a dog and it comes to you. But you notice above that when we used the variable inside of our document write function, there were no quotes. And that's because there are already quotes added around the variable. We went over this at the beginning real quick. Gonna go over it again. When you call upon a variable, there is never a need to quote it. The only time you need to quote your variable is the value that your variable represents. The reason we do that is because if we went document write, my name is, and then we conjugated name, it's just going to say, my name is name. Javascript thinks that this is a string and that it's supposed to write that. If we don't use quotation marks around it, then JavaScript thinks that this is a variable and it's going to try to access the variable's value. If this doesn't make a whole lot of sense to you, why not open up a new document, write in your script there, put it in your body element, write variable, you can name your variable anything you like. It doesn't have to be the word anything. You can change your value to anything you like, and just try using document write, and then practice conjugating them. Because like variables, conjugation of variables and other strings are very, very important in JavaScript and pretty much every other